Welcome into the Stanford Cardinal Dynasty, where we are on the road. Week 2 of Season 6, and our first matchup against the Georgia Bulldogs. And both of these teams started their year off with a win, and we have ranked 8th Georgia and our ranked 9 Stanford. Well, both teams did start off their season in a different way. Our Cardinal opened up against the Liberty Flames, and while it was a close game on paper, it really shouldn't have been. The only reason it was due to the bad quarterback play for the Cardinal. Montrell Avant, the senior, he had 3 interceptions in that game and just over 50% complete. The rushing game was very strong. Montrell Dog averaged 5 yards a carry. Zach Thompson averaged 8 yards a carry. And the top 2 receivers of the Cardinals, while they didn't have many catches, really showed out when they did bring it in. As for Georgia, they started with a top 25 battle against UNC, and that one was a close game, though it was a real close game. Both teams put up 21 points in the first half, and Georgia just happened to do enough to come away with a 5-point victory. 473 offensive yards, largely behind Juan Hawkins, the sophomore quarterback, with 5 passing touchdowns, 76% complete, but he did also throw 2 interceptions. Rushing was a great day for Mateo Buffelli, averaging 7.3 a carry. Muhammad Dykes, he was the one with the touchdown. And receiving, they spread the ball out a lot. Matthew Whipple with over 100 yards and 2 touchdowns. Tobias Jones also had 2 touchdowns. And they look to go to their tight end quite often in Antoine Rochelle. The senior had 6 grabs and a touchdown. They also went to George Gunn 7 more times, so they seem to be a pretty pass-heavy team, but when they run, successful. And both teams are bringing in a highly touted defense, though the Cardinal ranked higher in that category, 94, 91 for Georgia, and we're bringing out a new quarterback to test that defense. He's been a system guy for us, coming in and running situations, but Gordon Draft is getting the start today. The lefty, who has been a great runner for us, now has the opportunity to show off that arm strength. He's got 92 throw power. Accuracies, they're not bad by any means. Not that of Montrell Avant's, but we've seen that doesn't quite matter. And potentially what matters even more is he's got a lot more mental and physical traits that hopefully will pay off for our Cardinal. And it's going to be a loud, packed house here down in Athens, Georgia for our second straight away game as we are underway. Salmon back to return, and he will take this from inside the end zone and stopped at the 15. A long field ahead for this offense in the first career start of Gordon Draft. And being the lefty that he is, offense is going to have to shake things up. Coach Barrington has touched on that as Georgia's shaking things up here with the shift from Aneni. Opens up down the middle for Dog, who will pick up 4. And we're going to need Dog and Thompson to have a big game here just to help out the quarterback in Draft. A tough first game for him as it's 2 straight to Montrell Dog. First and 10 now up to the 30. We're going to go back to Montrell Dog, stretch it to the outside, big, and he gets the stiff arm after. What about the hit stick? And with that, he earns a bit of a breather with a gain of about 9.5. Thompson, he checks in, and Draft keeps it, bounces to the outside, takes the contact, and picks up the first. We'll probably see a lot more option with Draft behind the center. Now motion on the left-hand side is going to be Blouse. They look his way across the middle, gets the catch, breaks a couple tackles, and picks up 8. A nice steady drive so far against a very much stacked Georgia front 7. Several guys All-American, and they pick up the stop there on second. 3rd and inches. Back in the pistol set, Montrell Dog taking the stretch to the left-hand side. He's got the first down and more, but a flag comes in past the line. Looks like they're going to get the tight end, Curtis Aneni, with the hold. Negates the first down. 3rd and 10 back at the 43. It's an empty set here for Draft. And, well, we're going to make it a little bit easier. 3rd and 5 with the encroachment. And honestly, that probably helps out Draft a little bit, especially with the change to the offense. 2 receivers now go to the right-hand side as they go play action. Throws it out to the tight end. It's tight end screen, and Gomez, he's got another first down. Coach Barrington really excited about him. He hopes that he will be the turning point for the Stanford tight ends. As they go with the jet sweep, it's going to be the freshman in George Ball picking up 1. A lot of running for minimal gain. Setting it up with a 2nd and 9. As they go back to Montreal Dog, he bursts to the outside and is close to the first down. But they do mark him just shy. Bringing out Thompson now, the spellback. As they go right down the middle, following the block of Kramer and inside the 25. Stanford definitely bringing the power rushing game in this one. They got a 1st and 10, sticking with that same formation. Flipping it out to Kramer, the fullback / tight end, and they say he steps out. He was definitely close. Unfortunately, just a gain of 1. As they hand it off to Kramer this time, and he loses the 1. Georgia standing tall here close to the red zone. Another 3rd and 10. Hard count, no one jumps. As they get the ball out, it looked like either a Nenny or Dog. But Georgia stands here and forces the true freshman out here for a big field goal. And he sends it down the middle. Cardinal open up with a gain of 3 as Ritter is crawling on the ground. Interesting celebration there for your new starting kicker. Coming all the way down to Athens, a pretty good start here for the Cardinal as they take a 3-0 lead, and starting at the 14 will be the Bulldogs. Starting with a run, and Cantwell brings them down. We saw how well Buffelli did with the stats of the last game. Got a long game in front of us here. We'll see if he could hit on his next run as they do go his way. Shaking 1, and he's got the first. A running game, always a battle of attrition here. Who can outlast the other? Because sometimes when you're not hitting it, if you keep going, you might break off 1. But Buffelli does there as open lane again. He picks up 8. Well, very much some big man football here to open up this one at 2nd and 2. Now the stretch to the outside and a good stop from Kiki Harulahu. And that takes us to the end of the first quarter. Stanford took up most of it with a long run-heavy drive. Georgia, with their first opportunity, have a key 3rd down as we start the second. With several big runs in the first possession already, we'll see if they look to go that way. They're at the 33, they need the 35. The click, flip, and it's broken up by Schlegel. Will be a punt force. Cardinal defense stands. And it provides a great opportunity here for Draft and the offense to try to grow a lead. Rolling and tossing this one up. It's broken up for Gomez. Stacy with the easy pass breakup for the Bulldogs, setting up a 2nd and 10. Should go back to Dog, and they clog up the middle. That will set up another 3rd and long here for the Cardinal, and Draft is out there with an empty set. Very much a threat to run. They feel that, and the pressure comes in. They rush 4, and it is Dante Land with the sack. A very quick 3 and out for the Cardinal, the exact opposite of their first drive. And Georgia with another opportunity here. They start at the 30. Looking to pass the ball and dumping it off. A quick tackle is Smith. Hawkinson found Dykes, but he's actually going to lose 1 on the catch at 2nd and 11. Sampson trying to work his way back there. Might be what the hold is, and too tall. Another good play downfield by Schlegel. But with a holding call, Coach Barrington with a choice to make. And he will force the 3rd down instead, then the 2nd and 21. Still a long distance here. Trying to force that quick stop themselves. With pressure, it's Paschal picking up the sack. The redshirt freshman at DT ends the drive for the Georgia Bulldogs. And the Cardinal defense is picking up right where they started last week. We just need the offense to get a little bit more points here. Starting with the run, it's Montreal Dog. Limited space, if any. Refs say no gain, 2nd and 10, and they are stacking the box. Play action here, and checking this one out late, clothesline to Nenny. Another 3rd and long here for the Stanford Cardinal. Gordon Draft getting someone to jump off sides. However, it looked like Thompson jumped slightly earlier. Definitely not what the Cardinal needed. Now a 3rd and 15 for their young quarterback who can't get it off in time. Another stop from the Bulldogs. Dante Land getting the hit. And the back and forth will continue here. Defenses standing tall. Back at the 28 here for Hawkinson, as he will go play action under pressure, and Carlisle with the hit. New this year for the Cardinal is a heavy rotation up front, especially over at the left end spot. It's where Carlisle got the pressure, and a pass across the middle is caught. Smith was sitting there, but he just didn't make the play. Gunn jumps in front, gets the catch. First down here for the Bulldogs, as they'll look to throw again to the outside, and caught. Gunn, 2 straight catches, 2 straight first downs. They're in the plus side here. Might be their first time today. As the Cardinal bring the pressure, he throws. He's got a target. Marcock, he's normally not beat by speed, but he is there as Georgia gets the first touchdown on the day. Quick slant across the middle, and he takes it to the house. The early Cardinal advantage is erased with that one. Now trailing. They'll start back at the 21. Draft has to lead them back to the end zone. Little motion up front, and another stuff on the run. Loss of 2. That's now 3 plays Dante Land has made in the backfield on the left side of our offensive front. As they throw to Blouse, he gets the catch, dances around a little bit, picks up a nice gain, setting up a 3rd and 1. Again, the Cardinal get a good push up front here. Montreal Dog behind Draft in the pistol. They get the pulling guard, and they've got the first down to Dog. They've just got to open up the front 7 here for Georgia. They start to stack it after that first drive. Throw to the outside. They get Blouse with a little wiggle, picking up 5. And with under 2.5 minutes left before halftime, plenty of time for the Cardinal to get a good driving play here with a throw coming out late. They find Gomez. Wasn't able to stay inbound, so the clock runs. They might get the snap off before the 2-minute timeout. Indeed, they will. Dog takes it right-hand side, picks up about 4. As they are in plus side, they can take their time here to make sure they have the last possession. They go back to Montreal Dog, running into the back of the line for another 3. Right now, not finding the big pops on these runs. A 3rd and 4. And they throw to the left-hand side. They got Gomez. He's got a lot of targets, a lot of catches in this one, getting out of bounds. He's averaging well over a first down a catch, which is a good job here for the Stanford Cardinal. As they look to go his way here, tight end screen, pick up some blocks, bouncing back underneath, and picking up 6. Seeming like they're trying to give that safety net here to Gordon Draft in the tight end work. 2nd and 4, and coming across, dropped by Moses. I don't think he dropped a single one last week. That one could be a big one here. 3rd and 4. Hard count. They get the early jump from the DT. That'll be an automatic first down for the Cardinal. And it sets them up inside the red zone. With 47 seconds left here in the half, they hand it off. Thompson finds a cutback lane. Only picks up 3 on it. And they're going to go to hurry up from there as we tick inside 40 seconds. It's 2 receivers either side here for the Cardinal. And having to step up, not going to get very far, if even back to the line of scrimmage. A quick rush from the Georgia front. And they're going to stack it here, 3rd and 8. Hard count, make that 3rd and even longer. They're actually going to say Dog got the jump first. That's 2 times today a running back has jumped early. First was Thompson, now Dog. Play action with a jump ball. It's picked off in the end zone. He tried to find Lanier, kept the ball too short, put some height on it. You can try to make a play. Draft looked to be a little injured, though, heading to the sideline. He was holding out his ribs. He might have taken a shot after the throw. With that, Georgia could very well be taking the lead on into halftime. They are already up by 4, 26 seconds and 3 timeouts as they go play action. Looking to find a play across the middle, shaking the sack and picking up a gain of 7. With that, they'll just pack it up, send it on into halftime. A very defensive game here as we have 8 Georgia against 9 Stanford. Couple sides have made some big plays on offense, but mostly defensively, it's been the big plays. For Georgia, their leader has got to be Dante Land, the junior left end. He's got 4 tackles in this one. 3 of them are in the backfield, and he has 1.5 sacks. For Stanford, it's been a group effort. Though shout out to the freshman and Brian Paschal with a TFL and a sack. Well, for the offense, Hawkinson, he's hit a big pass for Georgia, finding the touchdown. And for the Cardinal, it's primarily been the running game, though that hasn't been open the whole time either. Georgia has found some success running the ball, and as they start off with the ball, we'll see how much rushing they plan to do in this second half. Up by 4 points here, 7-3. We get the second half underway as they go with the RPO, the quick hitter for 3. But Georgia is playing most of their snaps closer to the line here, not really stretching out the field much, and breaking the sack, throwing it away. Sampson with a huge opportunity there to pick up yet another sack. He was the Pac-12 and National Defensive Player of the Week in Week 1. And looking to scramble here, Hawkinson not going to get by Marcook. A quick stop here from the Cardinal defense opens up the second half. And we just got to hope the offense can do the same. A hot start starting back at the 29 as it's Dog right down the middle, keeping the legs churning. He finds 3. But Georgia definitely knows what the plan is today, and that is running the ball. They're stacking the front. We haven't been able to get a big push since that first drive. We get Moses the ball to the outside. He gets a stiff arm out with the first down. And every time he gets the ball, I keep wanting to say Donald Camp as he's taken over that number 18, switching from 16 last year. Play action, rolling to the outside. He's looking for Gomez, but he finds the turf. Rolling to the right side, a lefty. You got to have a really strong arm for that. Not on display there. Montreal Dog takes it down the middle for a hard-earned 2. And it brings up another 3rd and long here for the Cardinal. Hard count, no one jumps. They need 8 yards. Throw across the middle, and it's caught. George Ball takes the hit. The redshirt freshman makes the play here for his Cardinal as they do rock a little bit more of some 4-receiver sets this year. They got a lot of young talent there in the receiving group. They just might have to find a way to get that passing game going more. Running game has been very slow. Rolling to the outside here and dumping it off to Curtis Aneni. Gonna be close to the first down. Refs don't give it. The Cardinal respond by sending out all the big guys. 3 tight ends, 2 running backs. It's the Maryland Eye. And Dog will follow right behind, picking up the first down. A good drive so far here, but gotta finish. That was the problem before half. Draft inside the red zone. Couldn't keep the ball on his own side. Now having to get rid of this one. No, he takes the sack. It's a loss of 11. Brett Quessenberry will pick up at least half of it. The Cardinal have not done well with these long down and distances here. Gonna have to find 21 in a handful of plays. Thrown to the outside is caught by Moses. They'll pick up 10. They'll still need 11 more here. The outskirts of field goal positioning here. Draft, he's gonna roll to the outside and gets rid of it, avoiding the sack. It'll be a 50-yard attempt here for Sam Ritter. He hit a long one earlier. This one also extremely important. And he puts it through. Cardinal draw it within 1 point as a true freshman kicker hits 2 field goals on the day. But ultimately, you would like some touchdowns. Georgia has 1. They look to extend their lead here. As quarterback trying to scramble, shakes off the sack from Sony Fotu, but Sampson will meet him. Sack for the Cardinal. And that's got to be at least 3 on the young season for Sampson. 2nd and 18. 2 tight ends in as Cardinal bring the pressure, and it's another loss of 2. Dropping him back at the 1, Brian Paschal. But can the Cardinal get the safety? That would give them the 1-point lead. Well, not with just kidding. Paschal did not go early. In fact, it was a false start on the offense. They could back up about an inch at most. That ball, the back end, touching the goal line. With 2 receivers to the right, 2 tight ends to the left. Buffelli is not getting the handoff. It's a safety. Carlisle brings down Hawkinson. And it's a 1-point lead. Getting the ball is the Stanford Cardinal. And the Georgia fans just in complete, utter disbelief at what they just saw. But it will be Stanford ball at the 36. Gordon Draft hands this one off to Montreal Dog as he picks up 4. As mentioned at the top, running game is a war of attrition. Dog could break one off at any moment. Or Draft will take it himself. Weaving, he's got the first down, crossing the midfield line. Overall, a nice gain there for the young quarterback here of the Cardinal. First and 10 at the 48. They go with a weak side stretch, and Dog will maybe get back to the line. The one thing that play does do is take some time off the clock, as we've got enough time for maybe one play left in the third. It's Thompson taking the handoff, and he's maybe getting one or two. That takes us to the end of the third. Into the fourth we go. And we've got a tight ball game here. 8-7, 2 field goals and a safety give the Cardinal a 1-point lead. But Georgia's done a great job of slowing down this Cardinal offense, and they're going to have to do that here. 3rd and 9. Cardinal look to set up the halfback screen, and they are all over it. Losing one or two, it will be a punt. But it was a great one at that for Fatelli Mays. Starting back at the 7. Going to motion the receiver left to right. As they go with a delayed handoff, perhaps RPO. And it's at most a gain of 1. 2nd and 9. As Georgia will look to pass the ball to the outside, picking up some good blocks, some room to run as Buffelli shakes one and is pushed out at the 30. Now with a little bit of some room to breathe for the Bulldogs, who throw to the outside, just getting it by Kiki. Jones had a touchdown earlier. Jones has a touchdown here. His speed has really been the difference maker for Georgia today. He's gotten the ball twice, and he's ran it for the distance. But Georgia not happy with a 5-point lead, despite the fact the Cardinal have not found a touchdown yet today. They'll go for the 2-point try. A floated ball is picked by Marcock. He's going to take this one down the sideline. Approaching midfield, 40, 30, 20, 15, 10, 5, pick to Stanford. They'll keep this one within a field goal range, and that they have hit today. Plus, on top of it, they get the ball, so it's almost like the safety all over again. 13-10. Thompson takes the handoff as he lowers the shoulder, picking up 6. One of the longer Stanford runs in quite a long time in this one. 2nd and 4 now. Slight motion on the right-hand side. As Draft is going to step up, he slides down with a first down. That sets him up here at the 38, approaching just 6 minutes left. And getting a step downfield, Blau save, ball comes up short. Draft has a good arm on him, but he didn't put it on display there. It's his 2nd turnover on the game, and that should have been a house call. But the crowd right back into it here in Athens. They were stunned on that pick too. They get their own pick, and it gets them going yet again as Dykes kicks about a gain of 1. I'm sure Coach Barrington would love a big play here from his defense. A turnover would be huge. 2nd and 9 as they go play action. Letting this thing develop, checking it down late. Smith is on him. Sampson will help bring him down. It's a gain of 2. And he'll set up a 3rd and 7 just inside plus side with a lofted pass and overthrowing Jones, who nearly had a 3rd touchdown. Cardinal catch a big break there, and they could take over at the 28. Just under 5 minutes. They need a field goal to tie. The running game is not working. I'm sure everyone here that's cheering on the Cardinal waiting for that first touchdown. Draft pulls the ball and will end up picking up a decent little gain, setting up a 3rd and 3. Gonna be a pistol set here. Thompson, the running back, he takes the handoff with a small lane. He finds 4. Risky there for the Cardinal to run it. Pays off for him. 1st and 10. Flipping it to the outside. Moses maybe back to the line. These plays definitely not opening up. Big plays all around here for the Georgia Bulldogs. As Draft is chucking this thing deep, a flag comes in late. Almost had Lanier, but it looks like this one would have come back either way. Looked like a legal man downfield that they're going to count as offensive pass interference, so it makes it 2nd and 20. Interesting call there from the referees. As they throw again downfield for Lanier, it's tipped away. Not sure if that was the initial target or what Draft was hoping for there, but they are going to get a free 5 here with the encroachment. And if you're the Cardinal, you got to get at least close to the first down marker here with time ticking down. You might consider going for it on 4th, or you get it here as they finally find Lanier. They hit that little deep curl. 1st and 10, just by the midfield line. Trying to get back to it here. Draft setting up the offense in the pistol. As they look to throw again, it's the deep curl. Ends up working out here. Oh, it looked like the corner nearly jumped that one, so probably best to not run that for a 3rd straight play. And before the Cardinal could snap it, 2-minute warning, so both teams able to catch their breath here. At the 32, Cardinal need a field goal to tie this game. As Draft, he's going to look to scramble, sliding down, gain of 6. Probably best for him to make sure he slides down, taking the least amount of contact. Thompson runs straight into the only defenseman. And it brings up a 3rd and 3. Under a minute left here in this one. Hard count, no one jumps. Looks like he's trying to make a change to the play call. Doesn't end up coming in. So they go with a pass instead, and Blausey's got the first down, and the first timeout is called. The noise has definitely appeared to be an issue today for Draft. In his first start, 2nd toughest place to play. And I don't think he's gotten all of his calls down. As they go the toss to the outside, Thompson looks to bounce it, and he's going to pick up a gain of about 4. They'll get back to the line quickly here, about 30 seconds left. Touchdown puts them in front. Draft rolls and throws it almost to the D lineman. Very questionable choice of trying to get rid of it. Brings up a 3rd and 6. Hard count, no one jumps. Draft has to find the first down, and he throws the pick. It's his 3rd on the day. He tried to find Lanier. And Georgia might just survive here in Athens. That ball just a little bit too far out in front. Great job jumping in front of it. And really all Georgia has to do is kneel this one away because the Cardinal have already used one of their timeouts. Instead, they hand it off here. Dykes is tackled quickly. And they are still not choosing to just kneel this one out. Instead, they hand it off, and Dykes has the space to the outside. He will end the game for Georgia. Cardinal, they made a lot of mistakes in this one. But coming in with a brand new starting quarterback, having to change the offensive scheme against a very tough Georgia team in Athens. I mean, they gave him a good go. Tobias Jones, definitely the player of the game in this one. His 2 catches were massive. The only points, only touchdowns scored in this one. Cardinal got theirs on all the random plays. They picked 2, safety, and 2 field goals, never finding the end zone on offense, even though they had 2 chances, including 1 late. But ultimately, that is an offensive loss. The defense played a winnable game. Good news is it was 8 versus 9. The loss doesn't hurt us too bad. We do drop to 14, but we have a fantastic opportunity next time to even jump higher as we have 5th ranked TCU. And they're coming in with a lower ranked offense, lower ranked defense, but we've got to figure out our offense. We played 2 games, and in both of those games, we've had a different quarterback start. Montrell Avant, he threw 3 interceptions. Gordon Draft, he threw 3 interceptions. Now, his interceptions weren't as bad as Avant. In fact, those could have very easily swung the other way, and we might have been having a completely different conversation here. But that's not the case. So, do we stick with Gordon Draft, or do we just look to keep him as a formational kind of quarterback where we want to have a quarterback come out and run? And do we try some of these other quarterbacks? I definitely want to hear what you guys think about that down below in the comments, so do leave your thoughts on that. I think if we're going to go with someone else, maybe even Savoy is the next best option. We talked about how Draft has the better tags here for mentals and physicals, and Savoy does have some decent mentals. All of the physicals, they're not the highest level, but things that we could definitely work on. He was our first 5-star. He's an elite dev guy, and he has some decent accuracies. We need to work with, throwing the pressure, throwing the run is not very good, and we do a little bit of that, but again, we could also always try to alter our offense. He's got a strong arm, 96 throw power, so perhaps he is the next option up. But I was really hoping that our running game would lead the way today, and Georgia did a great job of slowing that down. We needed to hit on some bigger passes throughout the game, and we simply just never quite found that. And I think that is again due to the lack of passing ability that Draft does have. He missed the deep ball. That should have been a touchdown, that's for sure, and that would have completely changed the outcome. We have the receivers that we need to get them going. Moses and Blausey, they can be really solid. So we need to find a quarterback that meshes well with them. And then when we team that up with a running game, I think this offense could be unstoppable. And we have just the one game left before we get into Pac-12 play to figure it out. And it's against the number 5 TCU Horned Frogs. So that will be a tough game. If you enjoy watching tough games, hit that bell icon on the bottom right, or scroll down, hit the sub button, and definitely tap that bell icon so you're notified of when these videos go live. This series every single Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We got the Jags on Tuesday and Thursday, so a lot coming at you. And hopefully we have some offensive scoring coming at you pretty soon.